Audience. We've all been at that place in our lives where we weren't sure what we wanted to do professionally. Some of us had parents that were trying to point us in the right direction or the direction that they thought was best for us. Some of us had family members and friends who were trying to persuade us to do something that they thought we should do. And some of us never had any direction at all. We were just going through life, waiting for something to happen. That's where I was in my life. I spent my late teens and early 20s bouncing from job to job, just collecting a paycheck. I was never really happy with what I was doing, which was really just making enough money to get myself in trouble financially. My name is Josh Coleman, and I want you to realize that money doesn't bring happiness. Doing whatever it is you love is what makes you happy. Did you know that 80% of Americans don't enjoy their work? Think about that. That means that 8 out of every 10 people goes home every day unhappy, annoyed, and stressed. And these people that are unhappy with their work aren't the only ones affected by this. Their family and friends also suffer. Their relationships suffer, and it's impossible for them to be completely happy. As a society, we can't continue down this road because it simply won't work. So, how can you change the path you're going down? How can you start doing whatever it is you love and make a living doing it? First, you need to become a self-expert. You need to ask yourself why you're doing whatever it is you are doing. What are your motivations? You need to know yourself and what you want. You need to find your unique strengths, figure out your values, and learn from your experiences. Only then will you be on the right path to becoming happy with your work. I want you to ask yourselves this simple question. What's the work that you couldn't not do? When you have the answer to this question, you will be well on your way. You need to push the limits and realize that nothing is impossible, especially in this day and age. In every single instance in history, there has been someone who has done it first. Whether that was running a 4-minute mile, which people said was impossible, or putting a man on the moon, which people also said was impossible. In these cases, people kept saying that it can never be done. But in each instance, there was someone who believed that they can do anything. They didn't let other people dictate their lives. They knew what they wanted, and they went out and took it without looking back. Another thing that successful, happy people do is they surround themselves with other happy, passionate people. They learn from these people. They learn how to better control and direct their lives, and they use these other successful people as a model for what they want in life. Your environment is everything, and you need to manage your surroundings. You can't be around people who are constantly telling you can't do that, or you're dumb for thinking a certain way. Imagine what your life would be like if you only had people around you that were cheering you on instead of rooting against you. Your goals would be a lot easier to achieve. In closing, I just want you to think about the one question I asked earlier, which was, what's the work that you couldn't not do? What's the one thing that will have you jumping out of bed in the morning for whatever comes your way? What's the one thing that will have you staying up at all hours of the night? Not because someone says you have to, but because you say you have to. I'm convinced that once you find this, all other aspects of your life will fall into place. Thank you. Here is my audience.